Hey barbecue family, Kenyatta Robinson here. Welcome back to my Backyard Smokemaster Barbecue channel. Today's video is a little different. The nice folks at Good Chop reached out and asked if I would be interested in trying their new meat delivery service. I agreed, and they readily sent a box to me in exchange for a video with my thoughts and impressions. Now that's the extent of our agreement. I'm free to share my opinions, good or bad, as I see fit, which is what I will do in today's video. The box from Good Chop arrived today a couple of hours ago. I didn't have time to open it right away, so it has sat for a few hours, but I've had meat delivered from a few services, including a couple of meat subscription services, so I have a pretty good idea of what to expect if this is done right. It should be packed with dry ice. On the outside of the box here, it says high quality meat, sustainable seafood, no antibiotics or added hormones. So the outside looks fine. It got here in good shape. I think they use 2-day delivery. No issues. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what it is. When Good Chop reached out to me, they indicated that they deliver high quality American meat and seafood straight to your doorstep. It's a monthly subscription service. They offer high-end cuts of USDA graded Angus beef with no added hormones, preservatives, or antibiotics, along with tender chicken, mouth-watering pork, and sustainably sourced seafood. Now they sent to me what I believe is the equivalent of their medium-sized box, which they sell for $149. I believe the delivery fee is included in that amount. And they did reach out, ask me if we had anything that we were allergic to, so I advised them on that. So I really don't know what to expect. It could be a combination of chicken, beef, pork, maybe some seafood. So let's see. All right, right on the inside, packaging, it says chop chop. These delicious cuts are perishable. Please use or freeze them ASAP. Hot dog, that's cold. This box contains dry ice, which is extremely cold and can cause burns to exposed skin. So they recommend that you use thick gloves or pot holders when handling dry ice. So that's a good point. Let me put on some gloves to protect my hands. Okay, right off the bat, I can see that it's pretty well insulated. And right on top, we've got the bag, which looks like it's got dry ice. Second bag of dry ice. And both have a lot of dry ice still in the bag. Also inside the box, we have more insulation around all four sides. So they do a very good job of making sure that your box is well packed, extremely cold. I'm very confident very confident that everything is going to be rock solid frozen. We don't want to see anything that looks like it's partially thawed. All right, so now let's get to the exciting part. Let's see what we got. Okay, here we're looking at a couple of beef flat iron steaks, and on the packaging they do include the fact that this is USDA choice, born, raised, and harvested in the USA, no antibiotics or added hormones. Now they're interesting, they do have a check mark here that says all vegetarian diet, more info at goodchop.com. So not quite sure how that works in with a flat iron steak, but I guess there's more information on the website. And then on the back side of the packaging, they do include some information about safe handling instructions. Now this might be out of focus for you guys, but it says this product was prepared from inspected and pressed meat and or poultry. Some food products may contain bacteria that could cause illness if the product is mishandled or cooked improperly. For your protection, follow these safe handling instructions. They tell you to keep it refrigerated or frozen, thaw in the refrigerator or microwave, keep raw meat and poultry separate from other foods, wash working surfaces, cook thoroughly, keep hot foods hot, refrigerate leftovers immediately or discard. So that's a nice tip. You know, if you're new to cooking, it's good to get some reminders on safe handling instructions for food. And as I expected, it is frozen solid. No evidence of any thawing. You know, everything is extremely cold. So they've done a good job. Now let's put that to the side, see what else we got. Okay, now here we've got some boneless pork chops, 32 ounces. So it looks like it's four individual pork chops inside of this one package. And again, frozen solid. And then going back to this beef flat iron steak, I didn't mention that the packaging indicates that it's 24 ounces, which is the equivalent of 1.5 pounds. Okay, next up we've got some grass-fed beef filet mignon. This is also USDA choice, 12 ounces. And you've got 2 steaks in the packaging. 2 steaks in the packaging. All right, so here we've got some Pacific cod. Caught in U.S. waters, so I think that, yeah, and it indicates that it is wild caught Pacific cod. I don't know about you guys, but I do highly prefer and look for wild caught seafood as opposed to the seafood that's farm raised. It's just my own personal preference, and they say that, you know, the wild caught is better for you, but I'm not going to get into an argument about that. It's just my preference. And this is 30 ounces. Again, it's all rock solid. Good packaging. So far I'm very impressed, and I do like the variety. All right, last couple of items. All right, now we've got some beef ribeye steak, again USDA choice, 20 ounces. It looks like, yeah, we got 2 ribeyes here. And I'm betting the last item is ground beef, which always seems to be a staple in these curated boxes, and I'm correct. So we've got two 32-ounce packages of ground beef, also USDA choice. So again, guys, here's a look at what you get in the medium-sized box. This is $149 value. So we got boneless pork chops, filet mignon, ribeyes, ground beef, Pacific cod, wild caught, and we've got a couple of flat iron steaks. All right, barbecue family, so this is going to be a very fast cook, but just to get an example of the quality of the meat from Good Chop. So what I have here are 4 pork chops. These are the boneless center cut pork chops. And I took these directly out of the package. I didn't have to trim them or anything. They look perfect for going on the queue. They're about 1 inch thick. All I did, well, first I drizzled them with olive oil, and then I seasoned them with Hogs and Heat Mild and Savory Barbecue Rub. I love that rub on ribs. This is my first time doing them on pork chops, but I'm confident they're gonna get the job done. So we got the grill up to about 425 degrees. Gonna let these go for a couple of minutes and then rotate them to get those nice sear marks. So about 4 minutes on each side, and then we'll flip them and do the other side the same way. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get these off of the grill. Grill marks aren't quite as beautiful as I had hoped they turned out, but that's okay. Again, this is backyard barbecue. So we're cooking mostly for flavor. This isn't competition barbecue. I'm not trying to be beautifully aesthetic with it. I'm gonna let these chops rest for a few minutes, cut into them and see how they taste. All right, guys, these chops have rested for a few minutes. You can already see, a lot of that juice is already escaping from these pork chops. Now today I'm here solo. It's the opening weekend of the NFL football season. So the ladies are out doing their thing while I stayed home and watched some football. So it's just gonna be me for this taste test. So let me just cut this here. Oh man, and you can see these pork chops from Good Chop are extremely juicy. I just know they're gonna be really flavorful. All right, guys, let's give this a taste. This is really good. As I thought, the Hogs and Heat Mild and Savory complements these pork chops really well. They're not too spicy, so I think my family will enjoy these chops as well, and I can pick up the sweet. And these chops are really juicy. The only thing I would do different is, I think earlier I said I cooked them for 2 minutes and then did a quarter turn and then flipped them. At the temperature that I had my Summit Kamado, it was about 425. I'd probably shorten that to about 1.5 minutes. So I think 3 minutes per side total is about all you need at 425 to get these chops to where they need to be. But these turned out really well. You gotta get one more piece. So earlier in the week, I broke out the flank steaks that also were included in my Good Chop box. Those were perfect for cutting into really thin slices, and I was able to do a Korean style barbecue flank steak on kebabs. Those turned out really good. My family really enjoyed it. Marinated those flank steaks with We Rub You Korean barbecue marinade. That turned out to be outstanding as well. So overall, my initial experience with Good Chop is definitely a win. I like the box that they sent me, that they curated. They picked out the cuts of meat. Again, I was a little surprised that they didn't include any poultry, but I'm not complaining. From what I can tell, everything with regard to the beef is going to be at least choice grade. The pork also turned out to be really good. I love it when a company sends you meat, and they've already taken care to, cut the slices very well. So there's very little that I needed to do. In the case of these pork chops, I just took them out of the wrap, after defrosting them, and then just using olive oil and putting my seasoning directly on them. I didn't do any trimming, and these pork chops turned out great. Again, Good Chop is a new company. If you're looking to get meat delivered directly to your doorstep, I do think that they are a worthy option to consider. The only question that I have, and I'll probably reach out to them to get the answer to this, is whether or not you can order the boxes for delivery and pick out your own cuts of meat. That part isn't quite clear to me yet. Alright, before we wrap this video up, I did reach out to get clarification from Good Chop about their boxes, and actually they only provide fully customizable boxes. So what this means is when you go to their menu page, which is what we're looking at right now, you can pick which cuts of meat you want to go in your box. So for example, they sent to me a sample medium size box. So in the medium box, you can choose 6 cuts of meat and seafood. So if you wanted to have all 6 cuts to be filet mignon, you can do that. Or if you wanted to do, let's say, 4 ribeye steaks and 2 Pacific cod, you can do that. So basically you can mix and match whatever 6 cuts of meat that you want that's available from their menu page. I also asked how frequently does the items on the menu page change, and Good Chop says that mostly what they are doing is they are adding new products and not taking products off very often. As an example, next month they are going to be adding wild-caught sea scallops, free-range organic turkey, 2 USDA prime beef options, a 12-ounce thick-cut ribeye steak, and a tender, juicy 8-ounce filet mignon. And they will also be adding a pork T-loin chop. They also said that they tend to keep their most demanded products available year-round, such as the USDA Choice Top Sirloin Steaks, Angus Ribeyes, Wild-Caught Alaskan Sockeye Salmon, Thick-Cut Uncured Bacon, and chicken breasts. Once again, this is Kenyatta Robinson. As always, I appreciate your support. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell for notifications on when I drop new videos. Leave new comments. Appreciate the support. Take care. I'll see you in the next one.